Today, I want to talk about the law of assumption and manifesting in general. So, what law of assumption actually is? I want this. I know it's mine. I possess an assumption and it's mine. 3D brings it to me. Law of assumption is making an assumption and believing in that assumption. Well, some people use robotic affirmations without even believing in their assumption, and for them, like for a lot of people, it works and it kind of brings their manifestation. I'm not a type of person to use robotic affirmations because I feel like embodying that the mindset or the energy of a person who has that specific manifestation or specific desire that they want is like the easiest and the fastest way. And I mean, because I embody it, so here I don't know, it just works the best for me to embody the person that already has the manifestation. And if you have checked my other videos, you know that I always talk about that everything you can imagine is real. And it's true. It's fucking true. Because everything is a whole consciousness. Everything is a whole consciousness. Our material world exists like made from atoms, particles, but all the particles, they exist in a wave of a superposition, aka in the wave of probability. And those particles, they take a form when there is an observer who expects them to take that certain form, which means that if you make an assumption about something, if you persist your assumption and your belief into that something, aka if you embody that person who has it in a way that it's not like, okay, let me make two examples. One example is people usually what's the word, manifest money, like it's like the most popular manifestation is money manifestation. So a lot of people think that for the law of assumption you gotta be like spend, like if you manifest that you're rich, you gotta spend money like you are rich, like I don't know, go to Hermes and spend your whole salary on Hermes, and then you have nothing to pay your rent, or you have no money for your groceries. But that's not what law of assumption means. Law of assumption is basically changing your mindset. It's not when you're facing some issues, um, when you're manifesting being rich and you're facing some financial issues, you no longer allow yourself to feed in that concept of you no longer feed the belief that money is hard for you to get, or that you can get money only from your shit that you're working like 9 to 5 or a part-time job. It's no longer fitting the belief that for you to pay off your rent or pay off your groceries, pay off your bills, you gotta be only working your ass off on your 9 to 5 job, on your part-time job. It's changing the belief the money can come to you from any sources, that it can come from anything. And by embodying the person, it means um, looking more um, for more proof that money can come from other sources, like in that way, not spending your whole salary on something that you cannot really afford just to feed that concept, or as they say, embody the person. Embodying the person is embodying the belief. embodying the belief of a rich person that knows that you can get money from any possible source. The money is an energy itself. Money is an energy. It's more energy than you can expect. It's not just like the paper money, because literally uh these years we have money in a digital system, which proves that it's not something you have to hold. That is something that is here and it's easy to get. It is easy to get. So by embodying the person who has it, you have to embody not the person who does those things, but the person who has the mindset of the person who does those things. Or another very popular manifestation is your specific person manifestation. When you're trying to manifest some specific person, that also by embodying it, it's embodying yourself being, I don't know, that worse enough, worse, you're worthy, like you're worthy that person, in that way. So it comes off, all that is connected to the self-concept. So you gotta believe you are that person, like that person. It all comes from that. It all connected to the self-concept. The law of assumption is connected to the self-concept, because you cannot you can make an assumption, but you cannot really embody your assumption if you don't believe in yourself that you're that type of person who can get it. So that's why it's really important to also work on your self-concept. For the self-concept techniques, I really recommend also using affirmations like manifesting is so quick and easy. I always get everything I want. I'm the creator of this reality, because you are the creator of this reality. You are the creator of this reality. And let me explain why. Once again, maybe not once, maybe I'll explain it more in the future, and I'll probably will, but I will keep explaining it, and I'll keep reminding, because reminder is very important on your journey of changing your mindset, because you're changing something that you were so used to believe, that you're changing the beliefs that someone built into you. And it's so wonderful that you're doing that. It's wonderful that you're on that path. It doesn't matter how much time you gotta spend on it, as long as you're on your way. Because when you get there, you will no longer think about the time that it took you to get there, to your destination of changing your beliefs, or destination of your manifestation. So I am the creator of this reality. What does it mean? It means you are more than your physical body. It means you are more than physical matter. Okay? You are the whole consciousness. You are the whole consciousness. The whole consciousness. The everything. The consciousness is some type of a singularity that holds in itself all the dimensions, including this 3D material dimension. All of them. But you are the creator. When I say that you can create any reality, it doesn't really mean that you are forcing something to happen in your 3D reality. You are actually changing your observation point when you embody your assumption. So, law of assumption, you make an assumption and you embody the assumption. When you're embodying your assumption, you are switching the awareness to the reality, or I mean the timeline, where your reality is possible and has always been possible. That's why some things that might have seemed like impossible to get to, they might happen in a second. Like, oh my god, has it always led it to this, for this thing to happen? No, it hasn't, but it looks like that because a second ago you changed your assumption, you embodied your assumption, and in a second you got your manifestation because you switched the timeline into reality where those things were aligning that way. So it means you can switch your shift, you can shift your awareness to any possible reality where you already have it. And it's, and manifestation is not about the time it's gonna like take for it to happen. It's all about how much you embody the version of you that already has your manifestation. Okay? Because again, everything already exists. And when we say I am the creator of this reality, it means you are the creator of your reality that has a power to embody the version and shift your yourself as an awareness, because you are the awareness. Awareness is what observes. So to switch your awareness into a possible timeline where you already have your manifestation, you don't have to wait that much time. Oh, I want like my career to happen this way, so I'm going like this thing gonna happen, this thing is gonna happen. Like, we're trying to find a logic for our manifestation to happen, but you should not look for logic for your manifestation to happen, because you made an assumption of something that exists. If you have a thought, there is a form. If you have a thought, there is a form. Okay? If you have a thought, there's a form. So you don't have to wait, I don't know, countless of days for your manifestation to happen. It can happen in a second. Repeat after me. Your manifestation can happen in a second. It just depends on how much you embody the person that already has your manifestation. Okay? And I have talked about this theme about the awareness, I don't know how many times, but the awareness is the observer, something that observes. You cannot prove that a person next to you exists, a person in the other room exists, unless you leave your room and you prove by your observation or by your ears. So unless you observe it, you have no proof that it exists. Okay? The world is a mirror reflecting back my own state of consciousness. Always has been. So, whatever you believe in is what you're going to see. Okay? Whatever you believe in is whatever you're going to see, to observe. They don't know I'm God. They don't know they are God. We are in a room filled with vibrations that are echoes of our cardinal desires, without realizing the higher powers we hold within. But at least the music slaps. So I don't want to explain countless of times why we are God, because I have explained it before. Everything is possible, everything exists at the same time, and any possibility, because everything is connected. within particles, within consciousness. Everything is connected out of physical reality. Everything is more than just physical reality. Everything is vibrations. Everything is energy. Everything is a frequency. Okay? Okay, how do I manifest personally? As we talked about, I make an assumption. So I catch my desire, I catch what I want, and I make an assumption of me already having it, because there is actually a version of me that already has it, and there is just in general it already happened, because I cannot think of something that did not happen. So this type of mindset will lead you pretty far in your life, because so far I got everything I ever wanted with such a mindset. I have whatever I wanted, and I always got whatever I wanted, because I always get what I want. Okay? And this is when it's so important for you not to freak out or react too much when you don't see any movement in your manifestation journey. Okay? Because you know it is going to happen. You decided that it's going to happen. Okay? Yes, some manifestation cannot take a second, but only because you don't believe they cannot take a second. I don't want to say that I'm like not a master manifester, or I'm not master shifter, because I'm still a human. I'm still in my own journey. Okay? So, I mean, I'm still in a human body, and I still can get feelings. It's just important that you realize that their feelings not really yours, as in all that, as in something that is experiencing in the human body. You are not your feelings, you are the one feeling that. You are observing, you are experiencing yourself through a vessel of a human body, experiencing yourself as in experiencing the whole consciousness, because you are the whole consciousness. You're experiencing yourself, the life, through a vessel. Okay, this vessel might get some thoughts, some doubts, some feelings from somewhere outer, that it was either engraved into them, or secondly placed inside. But it's important to realize you can always stop feeding into them, and can always stop associating yourself with those beliefs or those feelings. It's okay to acknowledge them. Sometimes it's even really important to live through them, for you to release it, to let them go, because just holding it all into yourself is not gonna do a lot of job. It just sometimes it's just like a bigger burden. So just let yourself live through that really intense feeling, to let it go, because letting go is really important in manifestation. Okay, that's what I'm going to talk about next. Letting go. Just let that shit go. Okay? You made an assumption. You believe that you already have your manifestation, or that you will get your manifestation. Okay, this is also an assumption, that you're the person who is going to get your manifestation. You know it's going to happen. Maybe there's no movement, but you know that it's going to happen. Okay, I think I have talked in my first video about 3D manifestation as a movie theater, that you bought a ticket for your movie and you know your movie is going to play sometimes before the movie they play an ad, but you don't react to that ad, right? Or because you know the movie will start eventually anyway, because you paid for your ticket, because you made an assumption, so you know your manifestation is going to happen no matter what happens in 3D. And they say like ignore the 3D, but it doesn't mean you have to fully ignore the thing that like happened around you. You just have to acknowledge them, and it's okay that they're happening, but you just don't react to them in a way that, oh yeah, they prove that I'm not going to get my manifestation or something, um because you know you're going to get your manifestation, right? No matter what really shows you, you will always get your manifestation. No matter what really shows you, you will always get your manifestation. No matter what really shows you, you will always get your manifestation. Because you bought a ticket for your movie. You went to your movie theater. Sometimes you don't even have to go to the movie theater, right? Sometimes you don't have to do anything. Sometimes you just buy a subscription, I don't know, on Netflix, and you pull up the movie and you watch it on Netflix. Did you go anywhere to get your manifestation, to watch the movie? No, you still stayed in your room, but you embody the person who is going to watch the movie. You didn't do anything, but you knew you will watch the movie. Okay? Embodying. Sometimes embodying is enough, because you will no matter how it's going to happen, it's none of your business how it's going to happen, unless you want it to happen in some specific way. But be aware that it might hold back your manifestation, because there might be a better way for you to get your manifestation. So focus on your goal, that you already got it, or you going to get it. Depends on how strong you believe in something that's going to happen in a second, or something's going to take time.